Hi, I'm Hugh Whitmore. Welcome to the One True Church. Today's Bible teaching is some encouragement first, and then we're going to talk about God's dual nature and how to multiply your worship of God. I've corresponded with hundreds of believers over the years on my YouTube channel. We all have different lives, but the one thing we have in common is that we're trying to put the Father and His plan of salvation above our own worries and problems. I've found that some of you are doing quite well, some of you are negotiating the ups and downs of life, and some of you are suffering from physical or emotional ailments, monetary problems, or the pain of loneliness. Some of you have even been forced to leave your spouses or families due to the divisions that can arise between those who serve the Father and those who don't. We all struggle, and I struggle too. And it hurts at times to set yourself apart for God. But I want to encourage you that no matter how bad things get in your life, you are valuable and needed in God's kingdom. Your existence is meaningful. You are part of an unbroken line of believers that started with the original disciples of Jesus. Today you represent all the saints of the church that came before you. When you serve God, by the method of sacrificial love that Jesus taught, you have real effect. You're creating glory for the Father. Glory is God's power. God gives us glory when He breathes life into us, and the glory we return to Him is a real and measurable power. Revelation 4:11 says, "You are worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power." Psalm 29:1 says, "Give unto the Lord, O ye mighty, give unto the Lord glory and strength." Revelation 5:12 says of Jesus, "Worthy is the Lamb who was slain to receive power and riches and wisdom and strength and honor and glory and blessing." God receives our glory and shares it with Jesus because through Jesus, the light of eternal life shines for us to access. To understand how God's glory works, look to His dual nature. God is spirit, but because He loves us, He transfers His spirit into creation, where it becomes a physical manifestation of Him. God is in everything. Every atom in the universe is God. God is light. God is energy. God is science and physics and math and musical tones. We as humans are the physical manifestation of God's Spirit. What a beautiful thing the Father has done for us. God created us to glorify Him in return, which is why Exodus 25 says He is a jealous God. And since Satan has stolen God's earthly kingdom, as noted in Luke 4:5-6, God is in need of our glory to increase His power to the point He can overcome sin and Satan, at which time He can return the kingdom to us so we can be with Him and Jesus and the angels. We glorify God by His method. We are physical, so we do something physical, which is obedient, righteous works done in full faith and sincerity, which God turns into something spiritual for His use, which is glorifying energy that empowers Him. As I said, God is energy, and the energy we send to Him increases Him. This is why Jesus required us to fast and pray, because in a fast, energy is leaving the body, which is just that much more glory going to the Father. By this method, as God's elect and righteous, we're filling up His book of life that will soon add up to the fulfillment of His salvation. The love and glory we give the Father is building up in His storehouse, and soon He will overcome the devil, and He will do that for us because He loves us. Now on to how we can multiply the glory we send to the Father. As I mentioned, fasting before praying is good if you're healthy enough to fast. Another method God approves for us to use is His sacred numbers in our worship. And the power of God's numbers is shown all throughout the Bible. The number 7 is God's most powerful number. 7 means God fully glorified and fully sovereign as He was when He created the world in 7 days in Genesis 1:1 through 2:3. Genesis 2:2-3 shows this by the use of 3 sevens in one sentence. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from the work which he had done. Then God blessed the seventh day. In the Bible story, God loses his sovereignty on the earth to Satan immediately after these 3 sevens. And the next time that 3 sevens are used in one place as a direct reference to God is in Revelation 21:9, when God is earning back his stolen kingdom and becoming fully sovereign over the earth again. It says in 21:9, "Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls filled with the 7 last plagues came to me and talked with me, saying, 'Come, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife.'" In the book of Revelation, there are over 50 uses of sevens or multiples of sevens. There are 7 churches and 7 spirits of the churches. 7 times Jesus says, "He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches." There are 7 seals on a scroll. Chapter 6, verse 15 lists 7 types of people. 7 chapters of Revelation have no number 7. In chapter 18, verses 11 through 23, 28 different objects of monetary value are permanently taken away from those who worshipped Babylon on the earth, 28 being 7 times 4, of course. In 13:5, the number 42 is used, which is 7 times 6. I could continue, but the point is that God is calling out to us to use his sacred number 7 in our worship of him. The use of numbers is approved by God. This is not the New Age. This is not Gnosticism. This is not me taking you anywhere out of the Bible. This is the Father speaking to us directly to write this into our hearts as we worship his teachings he sent with Jesus. So please consider working God's numbers into your worship of the Father by the teachings he sent with the Son. Especially worship the Father on the 7th day of God's week, which is called the Sabbath. The Sabbath starts at sundown on Friday and ends at sundown on Saturday. Use your own creativity, but you could say the Lord's Prayer 7 times, or 14 times, or 21 times. Read aloud a parable of Jesus 7 or 14 or 21 times. Combine the wisdom the Father is giving us for the greater glory of his kingdom. Together, our efforts will fully glorify the Father, who, through the Son, will overcome this evil world, and all of our troubles and all sorrow will come to an end.